Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Well, in tonight's episode of This Week in Pali Football, we have a special guest. So you have to stay tuned and join me with a special guest after this intro. So thanks for tuning in. And as always, let's go Pali.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a piece! 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 Stop playing with a piece!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice route, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pain.
Too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
Football, baby. What's up, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from what I call sometimes the Dolphin Den, but not to be confused with the Dolphin Den that is on campus. But yeah, we're here doing what we normally do. We took a week off. Last week was Valentine's Day, and I know some of you guys out there kind of celebrate that. So, I was hanging out at home with my wife and children, just hanging out, having a good old time. So we're back. We'll be back for another couple of weeks, and we have another installment of This Week in Pali Football. This week we decided to give Coach Smith another break, and we decided to bring in another student athlete from the Palisades Charter High School football team. And so we're going to introduce my main man over here, Jaden, not with the Y, just Jaden Williams. So let's go ahead and welcome my man to the show. What up, Jaden? How you feeling, my man?
How you doing? Feeling great.
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking. So, I was getting the graphics together for Jaden, and usually, because I know a couple of people that have the name Jaden, and they spell it with a Y. And so I put in, with a Y. He's like, there's no Y. I'm like, huh? He's like, no, it's just J-A. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's an easy thing, man. So welcome to the show, man. What have you been up to since the loss to Gardena? Not to bring that up, but since the playoff loss to Gardena, man, what have you been up to?
Really just reaching out to coaches, trying to get my name out there, recruiting wise and school wise, just been focused on the books, ready to graduate.
Absolutely.
And just trying to stay in shape.
Absolutely. No, that's the name of the game, especially after the season. You're a senior. You've done everything that you can do, and you still kind of want to continue in the football. But we're going to get into that a little bit. We're going to get into that. But first, man, just tell the folks a little bit about yourself, kind of some of your hobbies and all that kind of good stuff. So we already know your name, Jaden. Now, let me ask you, is there a middle name?
The middle name is Pierce.
Pierce. Okay, Pierce. That's like a dignified name.
Yeah.
Jaden Pierce. Okay. Jaden Pierce Williams. Yeah, man, that's a different name. It's not like, James Henry, right? Or, John Anthony is, Pierce, you don't have that many people named Pierce. So that's cool. All right. What do you like to do in just time when you're hanging out? Or let me ask you this way. Xbox, or PlayStation?
PlayStation for sure.
Okay, what's your favorite game?
My favorite game at the moment is Madden, but
Okay,
before
okay,
that, it was like
okay,
2K or Grand Theft Auto.
okay, okay. All right. Who's your team?
My team on Madden,
Yeah.
all the Ravens, of course.
Oh, oh, man, you just like my son. Okay, so you and my son got along pretty well then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you know what? You kind of favor a little bit. You know, you can stand in. You can stand in for Lamar, dude. Has anyone ever told you that?
Yeah, I heard that as soon as I came to Pali.
Yeah, man. You little Lamar. You know what I'm saying? If he gets some acting gigs, man, out here in Cali, you can definitely be a stand-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. All right. So, oh man, you a Raven, and I see your uncle over here. He's already in the. You know, we gonna talk about Mr. Ricky Williams. What's up, Ricky? What's up? He says, "Let's go, Jay Will."
Yes, sir. Yes,
what's,
sir.
what's up, Ricky? How you feeling, man? Okay, cool. So you get down with PlayStation. Favorite subject in school?
Oh, English, of course. I actually want to be a writer.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now let me ask you, who is your favorite teacher on campus?
Mr. McLean.
Okay, Mr. McLean. Okay.
Or Miss Skelly. Miss Skelly, too.
Okay, okay. I can get down with Mr. McLean. Mr. McLean he's a cool dude. Cool dude.
Yeah.
So is that what you said you want to write? Now there's different genres of writing, you know, or so which one would you prefer to write? Do you want to be a broadcast journalist? You want to be an author? How do you want to get into the writing career?
Really an author. I want to tell stories like about the Black community to really reach more broader audiences, like more than African American people.
Okay, so let me ask you: did you see the movie that is probably still in the theaters? American Fiction, I believe that's the name of it.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, you need to go check it out. It's about a African American author. You know, it's kind of it's not a typical movie, but I would highly suggest. And, you know, it kind of gives you a different perspective of authors and what they kind of have to go through. So I definitely advise you to go see that movie. You might like it. Now, do you have a favorite author?
Favorite author right now? Not really. I like to read everybody.
Okay, okay. Now, what's the last book that you've read?
The one Mr. McLean just made us read like yesterday. Not even yesterday. Yeah, yesterday or 2 days ago. It was the Bluest Eye.
Okay, and who's it by?
I couldn't even tell you that. I
Come
just
on, man. Look,
open it up and read. I just open it up and read. Sink
man,
into the
look, that's
book.
one of the first things they tell you when you're in grade school, man. You got to know the author, the title and the author, man. You got to go to the author's page. Man, look, I wish I had a children's book over here. I'll have to walk you through it because, you know, that's my background. I'm an educator, man. That's one of the first things. So as soon as we finish, you need to grab that book and you make sure you memorize the name of the author. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right. So you came over to tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Pali. Now we know that you were a transfer student over from, you know, that other place over there, and you could name them if you want to. We've kind of walloped them every time we've played them in the past 5 or 6 seasons. So, what made you come from Westchester?
No shade to Westchester, but you know, I came over here. I was playing basketball there, and they didn't have a really good football program, and I wanted to play football. So one day I came to Pali for a basketball game. It was like cold in the gym, but when you came to the school, you could feel the student life was very active there, and there was a lot of kids showing up. So I told my mom after I got home that day, this is where I want to go next year, and she was on board with it, and so I came down to Pali.
Absolutely. Shout out to your mom. So it's true. This true story. I actually work with Jaden's mom. We work at the same school. And so I would, every time after every game, you know, either she would holler at me or I would holler at her. And, you know, if Jaden did something great, I'd be like, hey, mom, you know, good deal. You know, Jaden was in his bag. And if, you know, he did something, if he just like didn't catch a pass or something, or, you know, like, man, what's up with your son? So I always gave your mom a hard time. But yeah, we work together. So I'm not going to tell the name of the school because I want to have a little, you know, just, you know, everybody don't need to know everything about Mr. Riley. But yeah, So we worked together, and I would always give her a hard time, whether it was good or bad. And she would just laugh and joke about that. So shout out to your mom. All right, so that's cool. I'm glad. Yeah, the 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 vibe at Pali is definitely student based,
Yeah.
and there's some ups and downs at Pali, but I'm glad that you felt the love and the vibe, and made you want to transfer from Westchester over to Pali. Now, one of the best things about Pali is the stadium, and I can definitely agree. I love that view, and by you being a student, you felt the vibe, and you was like, "Hey, I can get down with this place." Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about you transitioning over, becoming a student athlete, man. So you came over, you kind of was digging basketball, but then you really liked football, and so how did you just? I mean, because you can't just walk up in Pal and be like, "Hey, I'm here." What was that process like for you and your mom to, I'm sure it was kind of long and lengthy. You had to get on the wait list and transfer and all. What was that process like for you?
No, I wouldn't say it was long. It was really because I came in as an older student, and so they let you in like more easily. And so, yeah, we came in, got our papers from Westchester. They was saying it was sad to see me go. Nice to see you.
Absolutely. I mean, you came to greener pastures. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and in every definition of the word, because that that field at Westchester, man. The last time we played, this last season, it was muddy, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So you came to a nice, wonderful environment, and so awesome, awesome. Now, how was it for you transitioning over? The new kid, on campus. How did you make friends, or are you that outgoing where you just attract a whole bunch of people, or you kind of, it seemed like you kind of reserved like me.
Nah, once I really get into my element, I met my football guys. I really give it all to them. It was like a brotherhood when I came there. They didn't accept me as like a stranger or anything. They accepted me as a brother, and I really appreciate them for that. And I just
Absolutely.
blended right in with them.
Yeah. So who were some of the first guys that you met on the football squad?
Your son, uh, Amari, Marcus, Jovan, Zaire. They really took me in and really showed me what it was to like Pally football was about.
Absolutely. Now you came in as a junior, and so most of the guys that you mentioned, it was their senior year. So what was it
Yeah.
like balling out with them? Knowing that you had one more year, but how was their impact on you in terms of being a new student at Pally, new student to Pally football? What was their impact on you and just being a junior and trying to take in everything and play football, be an athlete on the campus at Palisades?
I just seen how they carried themselves through Monday through Friday, preparation and stuff like that. And they got on that field and they were playmakers. And that's what I wanted to
Absolutely.
be.
Absolutely. Now you came in. I believe that was Coach Hyduke, who's a varsity coach. Man, just tell us. What did you experience about Coach Hyduke's staff? It was slightly different than Coach Smith, and we'll talk about Coach Smith. But what was it like? Just playing for him. Of course, you played receiver, and I know you didn't get a whole bunch of run, but you kind of sat back in the fields and just kind of waited your turn. How did just kind of tell us, how did it feel just working with Coach Hyduke and some of the seniors that you bought out with?
So, thankful for Hajduk. Really, he didn't rush me into it. He sat me back and I just soaked up a lot of game from older kids or kids that had experience. And I just turned me into who I am today.
Now, who are some of the other coaches your junior year who kind of influenced you and helped you kind of hone your craft in terms of being a receiver?
Really, the main guy, Coach Mons, he pushed us every day. He was on us about drop balls, and when I first started, I was dropping a lot of balls. To be honest with you, and then he's really like take your time with it, just look it in and stuff like that. Uh, Coach, I forgot it, Coach Toby or something like that. He had a brother named Toby, yeah, and then he really taught us. He was a quarterback coach, and he really taught us like just be patient with it. It's gonna come. Your time is near, and then yeah.
No, those are definitely. You talking about Mr. Coach Manheim?
Yeah, Coach Man.
He was there doing his thing. No, Coach Motts is an incredible coach, and right now he's serving as the athletic director. So shout out to Coach Motts, and he was out there on you guys, just about every day, making sure that you guys were catching the ball, staying in practice, having that proper mindset that is Pali football. So shout out to those coaches. So what was your one of your favorite memories from playing on the football team in your junior year? Or do you recall any any memories from the junior year experience?
When I caught my first catch,
Okay,
even though
okay,
it wasn't in pads yet, but it was my first like official real high school football catch. It was on 707. We were at Culver City. That was a great moment for me, and I just soaked it all in when I got home.
So did you understand the potential? Because that season you had also, you had a whole bunch of guys. You had, Sean number 13, I think. He was catching the ball a little
Yeah.
bit. It was his first time playing, at that level, varsity level. He was a soccer guy. So you had a whole bunch of guys to kind of compete with to, earn some time, during those 707 times. And so what did you figure out during those 7-7 matches to kind of help you shape that, like, hey, football is pretty dope, and I think I can do this?
No, it was really just I fell in love with it. As soon as you get on that field and run those routes and catch balls from the quarterback, it's just it was love at first sight or love at first touch if I'm a receiver. But yeah, it was just I love the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, was there any pressure from any of your family members? Now, again, we'll talk about Mr. Ricky in a second, but were there any encouragement or anything that some of your family members did to kind of help you prepare mentally in becoming a receiver?
No, nothing really. It was nothing but support. As soon as I stepped onto that field, nothing but support. But when I was little, they didn't want me to play. But when I got on the field, there was nothing but support. They seen how happy I was, so it just let me rock out.
Yeah. Now, was playing wide receiver, was that your always your favorite position, your preferred position on the football field?
Oh, of course, my favorite player of all time is on Randy Moss.
Okay.
So
84. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, he was a goon. He played, and his height what really kind of captivated me. And I remember being a young lad myself, idolizing him. Now I didn't play football, but I just loved the way that his tenacity and how he kind of operated against the DBs and the defenses, and was able to catch the ball because of his height. So.
yeah.
He was a special dude, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I kind of liked about you and Sean. You guys had a little height. I think you were a little bit taller than Sean, and so I was rooting for you junior year. I was like, okay, come on, let's get Jaden, let's get Jaden the ball, because you had a little height. And the special game for me your junior year is when they used you as a receiver, and you were able to catch a couple of balls against your old squad, man. Kind of tell us about that, if you remember that particular game.
That was one of my top moments too. We was walking out the locker room. Their cheerleaders know me. Some of their players, well, most of their players knew me that year. They were calling me traitor and stuff like that because I switched over. But I came out there. I just did my thing. Caught some balls on them at the end of the game. It was nothing but love from both sides.
Absolutely. And you even did something special for that particular game. I remember you changed your jersey number, if I'm not mistaken. You changed your jersey number. So what was your jersey number before that game? And then for that game only, I think you changed your jersey number. What was up with that?
Oh, it was, number 86. I changed it. I wanted a better number, but now I look back, I actually like the number 86. But it was because my boy Anthony went down, so I wanted to honor him.
Got
So
you.
I played in number 10 for him.
Absolutely. Okay, I remember that. I was like, okay, okay. I was like, maybe he's trying to do a Jedi mind trick against Westchester, and was like, y'all don't know who number 10 is. Y'all used to seeing 86, right? But you threw that 10, and you had a couple of prolific passes during that game, man. It was pretty dope. Okay, so let's kind of move on to you getting prepared, and we can talk about the hiring of Coach Smith. Man, just talk about his impact on your final season as you prepared for the season. Just kind of talk about what he meant to you, and also what he meant to the football team this season.
Coach Smith, for me, he meant a lot, because at the beginning of the season, I was going to play defensive back. I was thinking about it real heavy, because I just wanted to get in the game. And then after a Westlake 7-on-7, I showed up late and all. But after a Westlake 7-on-7, he told me and my uncle in the parking lot that I could just come back to receiver. I could do big things for the team. And we believed in him. I came back to receiver, and then the rest is history. And really, to the team, he's just been a pivotal guy to look up to. He's been to that next level. He's done things that we can only dream of. So we're gonna follow in his footsteps and take us where we need to be led.
Absolutely. No, he was a tremendous pickup for the squad. You brought in some extra guys as well, and so it was a great season, man. What was your most memorable moment during this past season, your senior season? What was something that you remember the most that you will not forget about playing in the Pali blue and white?
Come on, Mr. Riley. You already know the one-hand catch, man.
Okay, so go ahead. For those of us who was not there and did not witness the one-hand catch, man. Okay, so first of all, who were we playing against?
It was Roosevelt, second game of the season.
Okay. And now, do you remember the formation, or do you even remember? I don't know if Coach Smith sends in, a particular name of the play like they do in the pros. Y86 dovetail, 83, flank out. Whatever they be calling. Was there a particular play for that a play called for that particular play?
All I know is we were in trips right. I'm all the way on the left, lonesome, and I had a dig. I just ran the route. Roman got hit. I was like, oh, the ball was in the air. I had to go make the play on it. So I jumped up and grabbed it.
No, it was a pretty electric, reception, man. It was definitely, the highlight of the game. Maureen LaScala, Roman's grandmother, she says, I remember that catch. Absolutely. No, it was a pretty dope catch, man. And I forgot because, you had some up and down moments, right? There were times when, you would get the ball. There was times when you didn't get the ball, or, times the ball was thrown your way. And right. And so, no, that was a remarkable catch, man. And, I'm glad that you have those, that you had those opportunities, and that you're going to keep those in your mind, remembering Roman, throwing the pass, going down, you extending the hand, getting that one-handed catch, and, getting the oohs and the ahs, because that was a home game, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a home game. And so, I know you kind of walked off the field like, yeah, I'm the man. You came back on campus. I know you came back on campus like, yeah, what's going to happen now? I'm the man. What was your attitude like when you stepped back on campus on that Monday?
The next day was nothing but love. Everybody seen the catch. Everybody knew about it. It was just a wild moment.
Did you post it to your social media?
Oh yeah, of course.
How many views you get on it?
So I got like 400 likes now.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. All right, that's cool, man. No, you had some, and I think you even had a pretty nice catch during the playoff game against Gardena. I mean, you had several opportunities, man. You played hard, you practiced hard, and of course, we couldn't come out at the end against Gardena, but you played your the best that you guys could do, and it was a wonderful season, man. So let's go ahead and talk about some of your boys, man. Who are some of your boys that you really gravitated to kind of help push you, every time you stepped on the field for practice?
It really started in the summer. That's when I knew I had to elevate my game and get better. I give thanks to my boy Shelton. He was out there every day with me throwing the ball. Jabari was out there with me, Jalen, Malachi. And then really when it came to like practice in the field and stuff, Dylan, he was out there with me, pushing me, telling me I needed to do this and this. Even though he's a lineman, he studied the game and he knew it. Braden, of course, that's my guy. he taught me, oh, if you don't run a route like this, run it like this, run it at this angle, run it at this angle. You know, he was really helping me define my game. And then Roman, of course, he was just leading me to where I had to be.
Yeah. No, I mean, and then, Braden was definitely, out of the receiving core, I would call him receiver one. If you kind of look at, how they kind of do it in the pros, receiver one, receiver two, receiver three, definitely, I think he was the first option when he was on the field, playing when he's healthy. He gave the team a different look. His leadership as well, being one of the captains. And so coach always, talks about him. And then, I kind of saw you, real close to being that number 2 spot, right? With your height and with your ability and able to stretch the field, and so, you kind of talked about that on that reception against Roosevelt, man. So yeah, all those guys that you mentioned, they were true ballers. And I'm sure you're going to remember those guys for the rest of your, definitely high school, but, ultimately for the rest of your, your high school career. You have a couple more years left, but nah, these are times that you're going to definitely remember as being uh, man, how long ago did I graduate? 30 something years ago. You're going to remember your friends, right? And you're going to stay in contact. And so you're going to always reminisce about those times that you spent on the football field. So, um, those are things that you never forget. And you'll hold them very, very close to your mind. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna talk about your uncle, man. Uh, Coach Ricky. I called him Coach Ricky. Now, I know you heard your uncle, and I'm sure you have nothing but love for your uncle. Just kind of talk about your relationship with Ricky, who's here watching. Just kind of talk about your relationship, you and him, and what he means to you.
No, it means everything. He was there after every game. He's that guy that's always in the stands going to tell me if I'm doing something wrong, doing something right, or have my back on anything. So it's really it's a lot of love for him.
Yeah. No, I would always clown, I'm like, man, who is this guy talking? Because I'm on the field doing my thing, right? and until I knew who he was, until I knew he was, until he was fam, I was like, oh, okay. And then sometimes he was like, yeah, Mr. Riley. And I'm like, what, man? I'm trying to do my thing. Be quiet over there, right? Because he was loud, man. Now, did you ever were you able to key in on what he was saying from the stands?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, but of course you were in in the deep mindset, the Pali
Yeah,
football mindset.
like yeah, my game zone, my zone.
Did he ever distract you?
No, not at all.
Absolutely. No, he would not only would he let you know what you did or did not do, he would let everybody else know. I'm like, man, you want to come down here and get a clipboard? I'm like, I'm like, come on down. No, but that's cool, man. I love his tenacity, and I love just his zeal, and just wanting to make sure that Pali football was on the map. And so, yeah, he was loud, he was boisterous, but he was Pali football fan number one, and I can definitely say that for the past 2 years, you would always hear him, good or bad, he always had something to say, but at the end he was just looking out for the coach and wanted to, the team ultimately to do well. So Ricky's still here, I hope. And he says, hey, I hope Coach Smith send that tape of the catch to UCLA. Absolutely. Hey, send it somewhere, man. I mean, I think, you have tremendous potential. And I can say that because I've seen a whole bunch of people, play football at Pali. I would have liked to seen, you catch a little bit more. And get some more opportunities to score. But you did what you did, and it was a 2-season kind of situation for you by making that transfer from Westchester over to Pali. You kind of had to wait, wait your turn, if you will. But I'm glad that you stuck it out at Pali, and you made your mark. You developed some friendships, man, and you had your family support. And matter of fact, speaking of family, I think this says Mix Music Box. And then this person says, "That's right, my baby boy." So I'm assuming that's your mom. Is that your mom? I'm gonna have to ask her. I'm gonna have to ask her.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Okay, all right. That's a kind of odd mixed music box. That's kind of odd screen name, but it's all good. What's going on, Miss Williams? Good to see you on here. Okay, so you said all that about Coach. You know, he had a tremendous impact on you this season. You talked about the tremendous impact that your family, including your mom and your uncle, has had on you, man. So what's next for you, man? You know, you mentioned that you're graduating at the end of this or not, yeah, this school year. You're graduating, man. What are your plans? Are you going to continue with football? You know, what do you want to do um, going into the next phase of your life?
I want to go play football at the next level. You know, right now I made a verbal commitment to Villa, but it's really I'm still looking for the best option. You know,
Okay.
the best option for me, my family, and just letting God guide me to
Okay.
whatever that is.
Okay. Now, what was the verbal commitment to?
Villa University is in Kansas, Missouri.
Okay. Okay. D1, D2, D3, or NAIA?
NAIA.
Okay. No, that's cool. I mean, we've had a couple of guys who, you know, who've gone all over, you know, done some NAIA stuff, some D1, D2, D3. The thing is, you know, first off, and I said this with Braden last a couple of weeks ago. First, you want to get that education, right?
Yeah.
Whether you got to pay partially or whether it's whether it's paid for, you want to get that education. That's the first thing. And so you got to think about your options. You know, if you want to, you know, you mentioned that you want to become a writer. Well, you know, make sure you put yourself in a position that has the best program for you, that's going to help you become a writer. And then you want to play football, you know, to help, you know, definitely pursue it and you know, go at it and wholeheartedly, you know, be in. Because I'm gonna tell you, being a student athlete, especially D1, because a lot of people think D1 is the place to go, is the way to go. Man, the pressure and how these transfer portal is operating now, and you know how you know some of these 5-star and 4-star folks are floating around from you know year to year, season to season. Coaches are floating around. It is crazy. It's crazy. So you kind of gotta, you know, what they say, get in where you fit in. And so, you
Definitely.
know, if you can't do D1, do D2, D3, D4, NAIA. But you know, you want to definitely play where you can fit in. And if you think you're going to make a mark there, then by all means, go there, do your time, and make the best of it. You know, have fun, and you know, those are some wise words from Mr. Riley to you. Let me see. Mixed Music Box says, "Yes, it's me. Thank you. Great interview." Absolutely, Miss Williams. I'm glad you were able to hop on, man. Okay, so you want to be a writer. You love Pali football. You love Coach Smith. You love the boys. Um, you talked about Mr. McLean being one of your favorite teachers. Um, let's see what else. What else? If it is not that particular school, what other school do you have in mind?
I'm a big HBCU kid, so if that opportunity presents itself, then I'll go to HBCU.
Okay. Now, do you have a particular HBCU in mind?
Oh yeah, FAMU or Bethune Cookman.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now I can, so, you know, I can kind of speak to HBCU because my oldest son, he just finished his playing career at Jackson State. And so, you know, the HBCU, that's a wonderful option, the wonderful option. And here's the knock. And here's what they say about, you know, boys from California, because even my, you know, savior, you know, they were just telling him, you know, the word is, you know, boys from California, they don't want to come or they don't want to work hard. So, you know, however, and whenever you can send your take to whatever HBCU, it might not be Florida A&M. It might be Morgan State, or it might be, you know, some of these other. You know, just send your tape out. Send your tape out, um, and you know, make connections. Make connections. Send your tape out. Get noticed. There might be a combine or two that particularly highlights, students who want to go to HBCUs. If I find out that information, I'll definitely pass it on to you and your mom. But no, the knock is that, some of the boys from the West Coast, they don't want to work as hard. So if you get that opportunity to attend an HBCU, hey, let them know that the West Coast is the best coast, right? We're slept on the HBCU in some of those circles and some of those coaches, the mindset. So, hey, whatever tape you got, make it look nice, and you got to go out and represent. So, I would prefer that you went the HBCU route because that's it's a wonderful opportunity because your opening statement, you want to be a writer that speaks to the African American community. So what better way than to understand the African American community? Attend the HBCU, and there's a whole bunch of wonderful HBCUs out there that have football programs. So I would say definitely reach out, get your name out there, meet some of the coaches, do what you can do. I won't say slide in a DMs, but hit them up in the DMs because that's sliding in. That's another just you don't want to slide. You just want to you want to contact them any way you can. So no, that's what's up. That's what's up. So you're gonna now, if that's not an option, if HBCU is not an option, if you don't go to the NAIA school, what's your third option?
Playing JUCO ball. It's a lot of JUCOs. California has been like looking at me, contacting me, and I've been on a lot of visits to JUCOs around here.
Yeah, I would say definitely don't sleep on the JUCO opportunity because again, we've had guys from Pali to attend JUCOs, and they'll eventually got to a D1, D2, kind of situation. So one of the I would say more recent names would be Quinn Perry. I think not this year, maybe the year before, he came out and kind of spoke. He was a walk-on. He left Pali, went to El Camino, played 2 years there, and then got a full ride over to Colorado. The year before, his last year was the year before Deion and his staff got there. So, he played, I think, 2.5 years there, and he's linebacker. And so, no, that's definitely a wonderful opportunity. We have a couple of former Pali football players who are on the JUCO teams right now. So you got some options, man. Figure out which option you is going to best work out for you and your family, and then go forward. Be all in, and I'm hoping, I'm rooting for you, and anything that I can do, let me know. I'm sure. Have your uncle just yell. Just have your uncle yell. That's all he has to do. He could go out outside the coaching facility. He'll yell your name, and they will hear him. Right? That's all he has to do. And actually, I'm gonna miss Coach. I'm gonna miss Ricky. Being in the stands. He can still come back and help root for Pali. Maybe not be as loud this time, but he can definitely come back, man. Any last words, man? I mean, you're finishing up, man. Are you going to finish strong? You're going to have senioritis? How are you going to finish up, Jaden?
No, you got to finish strong.
Okay.
My mom don't play none of that.
Your mom don't play. No, your mom is serious business, man. She's definitely an asset at our school. The principals, he talks highly about her. And so I know her work ethic is one that's, she keeps her nose to the grind, and hopefully,
right.
She's instilled that work ethic in you, and it sounds like she has. Has she?
Yes. A lot.
So no, man, that's what's up, man. I really appreciate you, man. Best of luck. Whether you go, you got some choices, man. So hopefully, you'll do good on one of your choices, and you'll have a bright future as a writer. Now, let me ask you, what's the first thing you're going to do when we hang up off this interview tonight?
Talk to my uncle.
Nope. See, you missed it, right?
Get the bluest eye book. The author. Gotta get the author.
Absolutely, absolutely. Craig Weston is in here. He says the high school D1 offers have unfortunately really dried up because of the transfer portal. Absolutely. And then, just, the whole idea of coaches transferring. I mean, you saw what happened to University of Washington. Nick Saban. He's like, hey, I'm too old for this. I want to retire. So what happens? The head coach got hired at Alabama, and now that whole starting squad for Washington, they're gone, right? So my wife and I, we call it the great coaching carousel, because once coaches leave or they get hired to somewhere else or they get fired, then you see boys just transferring all over the place, right? And so, it's so much that could be said for that. So, yeah. I don't even get into it. But no, Craig, you're absolutely right. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that, things are happening. Coaches are leaving. Coaches are, they're like, hey, I'm going for a better opportunity. Then the boys are like, hey, we're going to go for a better opportunity too, as they should. But, it just kind of makes college football and that whole situation just kind of crazy. Ricky says, I will definitely yell. Absolutely. Man, that's what he needs, man. He needs you to go to Morgan State, I think Alabama A&T, or go to some of those schools, NCAT, Florida A&M, whatever, Jackson State, Grambling. Just go to those, Alcorn. Um, just go and just yell outside the football offices. Craig Weston, Maureen says, wish you the best in your future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. And then Craig says, I think there was a former Pali quarterback that went to SMC that transferred to Tulane recently. Okay, all right. And actually, you know what? There's a couple of other guys too. I think Forrest Brock. I think he did something with the JUCO, and then he ultimately transferred to Temple. So he did the JUCO route, and so there's different ways, and just pick your path. But yes, Craig is correct. The D1 offers are really drying up unless you're top tier, 5-star, 4-star, or and you got to know somebody too.
Yeah.
You got to know somebody. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead, man. Anything else you got for us tonight, man? I just appreciate you hopping on here. I know Coach said, hey, Jaden would be a cool person to interview. I was like, hey, all right, he seems kind of quiet, but no, you're not that quiet, man. You're kind of funny.
No, I just really want to say thank you to the Pali football community for taking me in. It's been a great 2 years, even though I couldn't spend 4 with you guys. I wish I could have, but, it's a great 2 years, and you guys are really like a family that I always come back to and tell my kids and their grandkids about.
Absolutely. Your boy Pete says, best of luck from Jabari Williams family. So that's what's up,
Thank you.
Jabari. Yeah. I'm trying to see if that's if that is Jabari himself. I don't know. I'm not too sure. He says your boy Pete. So I don't know. Y'all got all kind of these crazy screen names and whatnot, man. No one's, y'all can't be like, you can't be like Ricky. We know who Ricky is, right? We know who Craig is, right? And we know who your mom is, right? Nick's Music Box. We know that's Miss Williams, but that's still kind of crazy. But your boy Pete, I don't know who your boy Pete is, but we appreciate you hopping on here and just saying, just wishing Jaden the best of luck. All right, hey Jaden, do me a favor. Just hang tight. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna put you back in the green room, and then I'm gonna finish up, and I'm gonna come back to you in a second. Okay.
All right.
All right. So there we go, guys. Wonderful interview with the quiet man himself, Mr. Jaden, without the Y, Williams. Just appreciate him tapping in tonight, and look forward to another interview next week. We'll probably have one of the underclassmen come on and join me. I'm gonna try to get and the coaches actually he's watching. Coach, let's see if we can get one of the underclassmen. Even though I wouldn't mind having a Jesse or Jake or Cash, one of those guys, or even Isaiah. So, line up somebody. And so we'll come back next week. And Coach, let me go ahead and put his comment on here real quick. He says, let me fix it real quick. All right. He says, proud of Jaden and the work he put in this season. I know he will be successful in the years to come. So there we go. So just appreciate you, Coach. And, we'll come back next week, do it all again. So, Coach, just send me a player and we'll make it happen. All right. So those of you who are watching, we'll come back next week, 6 o'clock. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Jaden, best of luck. Thank you, family, for watching. And we'll come back and do it all next week. And what else can I say? I think I'll just say go Pali. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week. This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.